You know, life has a way of surprising you in ways you never see coming. My wife and I, well, I thought we had a great marriage. She was my best friend, my partner in everything. We laughed together, planned our future together, and shared some incredible memories. I never thought for a second that she could betray me. But about 2 weeks ago, everything changed. It started on a quiet evening. We were just sitting at home, nothing unusual, and her phone buzzed with a notification. I wouldn't normally pay attention to stuff like that, but something about it caught my eye. It was a message from someone I didn't recognize. I told myself, it's probably nothing, but a part of me couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. That night when she fell asleep, I picked up her phone. I know what you're thinking. Invading someone's privacy is a big deal. And believe me, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't feel like I had to. But the moment I opened that message, my entire world came crashing down. There it was. Proof. She was having an affair. The texts weren't just friendly banter. They were intimate, loving. It wasn't just one or two messages either. There were countless conversations, pictures, plans to meet up. It was clear this wasn't something new. My heart stopped. I sat there in the dark, staring at the screen, unable to process what I was seeing. How could she do this? Why? What did I do to deserve this? A million questions were running through my mind. I felt sick to my stomach, but I knew I couldn't confront her. Not yet. I had to be smart about this. Over the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about what I saw. Every time I looked at her, all I could think about was those messages. But here's the part that really messed with my head. She was acting completely normal. No, scratch that. She was acting better than normal. She was affectionate, attentive, loving. We were laughing together, sharing meals, and even being intimate, just like always. I couldn't understand it. How could she be so good at pretending? Was it all fake? Or was she really happy with me, even while sneaking around with someone else? The questions kept piling up, and I had no answers. Eventually, I decided to dig deeper. I started looking for anything that could give me more information. Emails, social media accounts, anything. And what I found made my heart sink even further. The affair had been going on for almost a year. An entire year of lies and betrayal. It wasn't just messages. There were photos of them together, meeting at places she'd told me she was working late or out with friends. I realized how much effort she'd put into hiding this from me. Every excuse, every story. It had all been part of this elaborate cover-up. But here's the thing that really hurt. While she was doing all this, she was still being the perfect wife at home. We had a great connection, amazing intimacy, and what I thought was a strong relationship. How could someone juggle two lives like that? It felt like I didn't even know the person I'd married. I knew I couldn't just confront her without a plan. I started saving everything I found. Messages, photos, even receipts she'd left behind. I kept track of her whereabouts, comparing what she told me with what I knew to be true. It was exhausting, but I needed to prepare for what was coming next. At the same time, I couldn't help but think back on our past. I started analyzing every moment, trying to figure out where I went wrong. Was I not enough for her? Was there something missing in our relationship that made her turn to someone else? Or was this just who she was, a person capable of lying so easily? I also started learning more about the guy she was seeing. He wasn't anyone special, just a regular guy. That made it even harder to understand. What did he have that I didn't? Did he know she was married? Did he even care? Part of me wanted to confront him, to make him face what he'd done. But the truth is, he wasn't the one who broke my trust. She was. She's the one who promised to be faithful, to build a life with me. My anger was directed at her, not him. The hardest part, though, has been pretending everything is fine. Every day I have to smile, talk, and even sleep next to her, knowing what I know. There are moments when I want to scream at her, to ask her why she did this, but I stop myself. I tell myself, not yet. Be patient. You need to be prepared. So, I started planning my next steps. I consulted a lawyer to understand my options. What would happen if I filed for divorce? How would this affect everything we've built together? Our finances, our home? I needed to know what I was walking into before making any big decisions. I also turned to an online community for advice. I shared my story anonymously, asking, how could someone act so normal while betraying me like this? Should I try to save this marriage, or is it beyond repair? The responses were mixed. Some people told me to leave her immediately, while others said I should at least hear her out. Now I'm at a crossroads. I've spent weeks gathering evidence, planning what I'm going to say, and preparing for the moment when I finally confront her. I've rehearsed the conversation in my head 100 times, but I still don't know how she'll react. Will she deny it? Break down in tears? Try to blame me? What I do know is that this is going to change everything. I don't know if I can ever forgive her, but I also don't know if I'm ready to walk away from the life we've built together. So here I am, waiting for the right moment to confront her. And as I sit here, I have to ask, what would you do if you were in my shoes?